The
Hello,
same's
hello,
true throughout
hello.
Biden's cabinet. We hope that Pete Buttigieg rises to the occasion here nonetheless. But given the administration's slow-footed reaction to the East Palestine, Ohio train derailment, the skepticism out there is not unjustified. Now, I can tell you, after having worked for Jim Burnley during his time as Secretary of Transportation, he'll join us next segment. There was never any doubt that he was the best man.
You're doing good today, Boboy.
Because back then,
Proud of you.
diversity wasn't the ruling
Who's that?
ethos.
The other boy that
You bet. It's
can't
literally all
can't
that matters.
understand.
This is a cabinet that I promised you, and I
Can't understand what is right, left.
Historic cabinet.
And he was
This is the
orange belt.
I
that is
know.
evenly composed
How?
of as many women
Honestly
as
not.
men in the cabinet.
Huh?
Unlike
This
him, I
is the
feel like it
first
should be
cabinet
white.
ever
Because
with a
if you can't tell
majority of
right and
people.
left,
Oh, is on the Friday you have class?
yeah.
So you want to join us?
Today is a day that we need
What is that?
to believe in our government.
What did
We
Mr.
need to
Sage
believe
say?
our government
Mr.
has
Sage
both supreme
said, let's
confidence in its
go.
top officials.
He hasn't decided to give it out on Friday
We need to fully
or
investigate
Saturday.
why this happened.
Oh, so he don't.
We need to
He hasn't
try to
decided,
minimize
so
the
we're gonna have to go
economic
both classes if I
impact.
want to get my.
And now, no matter what they say, no how credible they may want to seem, huge portions of the country won't believe them. And when they wonder why this is, they should look in the mirror. And that's the end. Joining us now is Missouri Senator Eric Schmidt, who serves on the Senate Commerce, Science, and Transportation Committee. Senator, is there anything the administration can do at this point to make
I'm just gonna quick pick up the payroll paper, mama. Okay.
what is a nightmare for the
Daddy's
United States,
office.
this bridge collapse?
Well, I think the first thing is to make sure that the families of those who are missing know that all of America is pulling for them and praying for right now. It's a tragic accident. It's something that this is something that should pull us together, and you need leaders who are focused on that. And my hope is that we would come together, a Democrat, to make sure we do everything that we can to support those families and get the people of Baltimore and commerce up and moving again. Right, this is a very important port. But to your point, the problem here is this is the consequence
gosh,
of distrust
what's that?
of terrible leadership. When you have an administration that has weaponized the Department of Justice, trying to throw political opponents in jail, trying to throw them off the ballot, conducted a vast censorship enterprise to silence Americans who don't buy into their narrative, whether it was on efficacy of masks or transmissibility of COVID after you've had the vaccine, or the Hunter Biden laptop. I mean, time and time again, Laura, these folks have viewed half the country as the enemy, and they're willing to try to silence them under any means necessary. And we're right to be distrustful of this administration because of their past actions. And just with one more point here, they keep screaming about these threats to democracy. This administration has done more to undermine people's trust in quote-unquote democracy in our constitutional republic than any administration in my lifetime, perhaps in American history. You had a federal judge saying this is Orwellian, this censorship they engage in. So, look, these agencies need to step up and stop worrying about, these woke checklists, because the American people care about safety, not this virtue signaling they continue to see from this administration.
Well, they should worry less about threats to democracy. First of all, they're the ones who are threatening democracy, and worry more about threats to our infrastructure. I mean, we're going to get into more of that with Chad Wolf coming up, the national security potential implications of that. But today at a press conference, Senator, Secretary Buttigieg was asked a question about a pattern forming. Watch.
Several bridge collapses happened over the past couple of years, but that bridge fell very quickly. How concerned should Americans be?
I do not know of a bridge that has been constructed to withstand a direct impact from a vessel of this size. Anytime anything happens to any bridge, we as a country take that and learn from that.
That was kind of a flippant answer there, Senator. I'm not sure he's a structural engineer. But a bit of deflection given how key this bridge and this port is to the entire economy of the northeast of the United States. Critical.
Yeah, and the judge, by the way, on the Congress Committee has refused to show up to answer any tough questions. Other department heads and cabinet members have. He refuses to, and maybe
police, police.
They're pushing these EV mandates, which is hollowing out our middle class and people losing
When I'm
jobs.
driving,
So again,
then I saw some police car. I was scared.
How many
Yes.
subscribers do you have on YouTube?
For what?
Huh?
For what?
I want to see
In the where?
how many subscribers.
Take a look.
Senator,
Go to your YouTube.
Wait, Archer's coming.
human
Okay.
loss of life, of course, the economic
Oh,
damage.
ano ba
We
yan?
need confidence and we need a belief in the basic functionality of the United States government. And that's why trust matters, Senator. Thank you. All right, today's bridge collapse exposed critical vulnerabilities in our infrastructure. We're going to examine that next. Plus, we're going to get the latest update on this bridge collapse and the latest search for survivors or those who were bravely working on site at the time it was hit in moments.
Hello sis, musta? Pasensya na.
They give you good money, but see, you gotta level up a little. You die too. So if
Oo, hindi pa to nakaano dito sa Tennessee eh.
you get one tap out there, 50,000.
Hindi pa to nakabaon daw sa lupa. Dapat daw nakabaon to sa lupa eh. Pick up muna ako ng ano. Paperwork sa opisina ng asawa ko. Hey JJ, I'm going to run to the office quick, okay?
Okay, Mom.
Stay here, don't open any. I'm gonna lock it. I'm gonna quick, okay?
Okay, that's weird, because how did I do more than that?
Imagine a society with a digital dollar and no cash. That means no more selling extra items for cash. A digital dollar means your life could depend on the internet, electricity, and people you don't know. Plus, it means every
I actually might go grind.
Stay there, mom.
thousands of Americans have decided to opt out of the government's plans by talking to Goldco and putting a portion of their savings into physical gold and
honestly,
silver.
we're kinda
Goldco is a top-rated
Compared to
precious
Max
metals
Levels,
company who has an excellent reputation. They've placed over $2 billion in gold and silver, and right now they're offering up to $10,000 in bonus silver for qualified callers. But this is only while supplies last, so don't wait. Call Goldco today at
the only way I'm gonna be able to keep my bounty
800-72-GOLD
is
to
if I
learn how
level
you
up.
could get started.
So we both
Plus,
should
see
start
if you
leveling up
qualify for up
first.
to $10,000 in bonus silver while supplies last. Call Goldco today at 800-782-GOLD.
Oh, trust me, that thing's
That's
gonna target you. It is
800-782-GOLD.
aimbot when it's laser.
It's possible
With
to go
its
from
few
struggle
little
to
like
cholesterol
water gun,
success
it
with
doesn't do
prescription
as
like
much.
Visayan
It doesn't have
Inclusive,
aimbot, but
given
with the
by a
beam,
doctor for
it's a
people who,
guaranteed
along
hit.
with diet and a statin,
If you're
need
doing
help
it, it's a
lowering their bad
guaranteed hit.
cholesterol.
If you're in a
LDL-C,
move,
common
guaranteed
side
hit.
effects were
It's
injection
almost
site
always
reaction,
guaranteed hit.
joint pain, and chest
And by the
cold.
way, if
Results may vary.
there's one person, that person dies,
Or
the
call
CBC spawns.
1-833-537-8462. Ask your doctor about Leqvio.
Running a business today can be daunting. Rising prices, supply chain challenges,
Yeah, if you
labor
die
shortages.
while the CBC
Legacy
spawns,
business
it's
systems
gonna
are simply
despawn.
not up to the challenge. You need business management software you can rely on and a community you can trust. Acumatica is different.
No,
by
it'll
design,
literally just
built
not
on the
be there at
conviction
all.
that thriving
It'll just
small and mid-sized
Immediate difference with every drop.
and taking CBC.
Whole house systems to undersea units. Aquasana's high-performance water filtration systems are low maintenance and eco-friendly.
But I can just go grind in thirsty and also $1,000 per
You want to
enemy.
drink with
Even though
confidence.
CBC
Visit
they give like
aquasana.com today and use promo code FXN to get up to 50% AQUASANA.com. Promo code FXN for up to 50% off. Aquasana, a healthier you starts with healthier water.
I'm not. There's a max level with ghosts. There's a max level with ghosts in this here.
Is set to give an update on that Baltimore bridge collapse.
Max
Reporters are told that the time was
Hindi pa nakabaon sa ano. Yung ibang places nakabaon na siya pero ito dito hindi pa. Nakakatakot pa din.
Trust me, I grew a lot from this game. You used to know it. You used to know it all about Percy. I grew. I don't. I actually know a lot about. I know about a lot about all sorts of
country's history.
Now I know how to
Establishing them at the same
get.
time, but honoring the missing and the feared dead would also be accomplished by expeditiously answering questions about possible human error, engineering flaws, safety, and construction. Because Americans need to know how we can protect other
I
bridges
forgot
across
how
the
to
country.
get it because it's
And
been so
perhaps most
long.
important, what does this tell us
Been a
about
long way.
what our enemies might
Been
think
grinding a
about
lot.
the
You can't judge
vulnerabilities
me.
of our key infrastructure? Joining me now,
You
Chad
know, I
Wolf,
have to remember where to
Acting
go,
DHS Secretary under Trump,
where I
and
have to go
currently
to go
former
this,
Transportation
go
Secretary.
Akala
that,
ko sa akin.
get west.
President Reagan and
I have to know
Akala
a lot
ko
of
sa
stuff.
aking partner.
Where am I supposed to go
Now,
again?
this was a
Floating
freak
turtle.
accident, Chad, but I
Ang bilis naman.
I'm not trying to go see
But
something.
with the force of this ship, it didn't seem so hard to
I don't want to
collapse.
see these 103rd sea. I get to move it. Look at the wind. So low. I I'm just trying to grind. My home point's Tiki Island.
Electric
In
dito,
Maine,
nakakatakot
that's
din oh.
where all
Kasi
babies basically
tawag
come.
nun.
They come at
Hindi talaga siya crumpled. Yung ano talaga siya ba? Tidy na pagkalagay. Yung mga ano, wire.
grind.
Hindi kagaya sa Pilipinas na nakalukon-lukon.
Never just grind, bro. How about you grind while I
Yung
grind?
mga electric ano dito. Maano talaga siya. Yung hapsay ang pagka top nila.
You have the quest?
Kaya pag magtawag nun ice ice din pag ano sa mga electric wire nawawalan kami ng kurente
At my level, I think I can do like 100,000 damage.
minsan yung may wire na natumbahan ng ano
I think I can
natumbahan
maybe
ng
do if they stand in the lava,
mga
probably
puno
maybe
ng kahoy
100,000 damage. So it's half a CB's HP.
Apparently all highway maintenance workers, that's one of the most dangerous and underappreciated jobs in
You
America.
still get one shot by the CB's.
Usually it's motorists that threaten them.
Without hockey, they do like
In this case,
2,000
the bridge
damage.
comes down. The way this should proceed, and I expect it will proceed, is the investigation will be led by what I believe is the most credible agency in the United States government. That's the National Transportation Safety Board. It is bipartisan. In fact, its most recent appointee was Chief of Staff at DOT during the Trump administration. It has a highly esteemed group of subject matter experts. It will call on the various federal agencies at DOT, at DHS,
Give him a dope fruit, you're gonna regret it.
will be involved. And it'll probably take quite a few months before they get to bottom line conclusions. But that's where we should all be focused, is on that agency.
sa countryside o countryside dito yung mga electric ganito
Less than 2 months ago, Christopher Wray warned Congress that China is studying and targeting our infrastructure. Watch this.
There has been far too little public focus on the fact that PRC hackers are targeting our critical infrastructure. China's hackers are positioning on American infrastructure in preparation
there's
to
a
wreak
police
havoc
behind
and
me
cause real
I was
harm
speeding
to American
my god
citizens and communities.
ang suglad
When China decides the time has
suglad
come to strike.
hindi niya ako hinuli my
Chad,
god
that's chilling. I forgot that he had said that until we were getting ready for the show. Again, we don't have any conclusion as to what happened here. Likely an accident. But nevertheless, are we taking that warning seriously enough in the United
I
States?
just realized if I do like 3 raids, I can get a styrofoam and I can
What we know is we've seen not only Chinese, but Russian, North Korean, and other hackers looking and targeting our critical infrastructure. We've seen it from our utility systems, and I believe just this week we've had the Department of Justice not only sanction but indict Chinese hackers looking at trying to steal information.
All right, the Coast Guard stepping out now to give us a latest update on the bridge progress this morning.
Maryland State Police. Tonight we're going to hear from a brief statement from each of them on current updates. And after that, we'll be able to take a few questions, but we do need to keep it brief because we want to get these folks back to work. With that, I'd like to introduce our Host Training Coach.
Hey, good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to say thank you to all of the first responders that have come out today to assist in looking for these individuals. We've had tremendous support across the state and county, the city, and federal enterprise. You've seen for yourself the helicopters flying over, the small boats that are out there, the Coast Guard cutters out there, boats that go back and forth, bringing people out on some of the search for these individuals. So thank you to those in the entire community for helping that work. Second, I want to say thank you to the community for the outpouring of support to those first responders, and particularly the outpouring of support and prayers and support for the families of the 6 individuals. So I'd like to announce tonight that based on the length of time that we've gone with the search, the extensive search efforts that we've put into it, the water temperature, that at this point we do not believe that we're going to find any of these individuals still alive. So this evening at about 7:30, we're going to suspend the active search and rescue efforts. Coast Guard's not going away. None of our partners are going away, but we're just going to transition to a different phase. So I'm going to turn it over to Colonel Butler, please.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here to echo the Admiral's comments here. We really appreciate the support from the community. To all the first responders here, we appreciate your patience and allowing us to do the best job possible to get the information as it comes up. At this point, as the Admiral said, we're going away.
I'm at 10 mil. I'm probably going to get 10 mil so I can summon the CBs.
The changing conditions out there have made it dangerous for the first responders, the divers in the water. We will still have surface ships
To be answered, and we do have time for just a few. So,
Make him as the mannequin low, that would be the one. Shadow actually crashed. I mean,
All the
if
information we have,
Shadow...
this is 6 individuals. Yes, sir.
Can you hear me better now?
Well, I'll start by saying I'm going to turn it over to the experts on diving. I'm not an expert on diving, but we've got very difficult water temperatures.
Yeah,
You
they
have
don't like to go
structures
in
from the bridge that are in the water that can move with the
Let's see,
tides and currents, making that dangerous for divers and people in the water to actually
Why you have
try to
piranhas on you while you're fighting
We do
around the
not
water?
want to injure
3
any of
CDs,
these first
terror
responders in this
sharks, and
recovery effort.
piranhas. Your
We
worst
absolutely
nightmare.
want to be as safe as possible for everyone involved in this. And
Actually, your worst nightmare would be 4 CDs. But I forgot, I got a rumbling waters and the CDs. Terror shark, ship raids, and like
So dito,
or
itong
that'll be
area
your
na
worst
to,
nightmare. Trust
ang
me.
mga
Get
electric
on the
dito
third
is
sea, get
nakabaon
lucky
na.
enough to get 4 CDs, terror sharks, piranhas,
Yan,
and
nakabaon ng mga
a
electric
pirate ship
dito.
raid. Oh, that'll be your worst nightmare. You'll be wishing you never went to third
We're
sea.
doing our very best in
I
supporting
have done
difficult
that,
times and difficult
and
conditions,
that's also
which
another
is
reason
why
why I
we're making that
did
Iba,
transition now.
iba.
The last thing we want to do is
Oh
put
Lord,
divers in
oh
the water
Lord.
with changing
I
currents,
can attack
so
left,
much
to the
very poor
right,
visibility,
and from the up and down.
and so much
I'll get it pulled
metal
in,
and other
pushed
unknown
out,
objects in the water.
shot down, shot
All
up.
it takes is one object to strike an individual, and all of a sudden we have a first
Everywhere.
responder trying to recover
4
another first
CBs
responder.
blessed and
I
being
think
dead.
it's 0600 we'll
That's
find
like
ourselves in a better position to
8,000
understand the
damage.
dynamics of what we're
Pirate
dealing
ship
with
raid
and
shooting you with
to address the
cannon.
issues in a much safer manner.
Piranhas stunning you so you can't do no damage. Trust me.
I can't speak on
Third
that. That's
sea.
the
Dito, wala
investigative
na.
portion of this.
Mga electric nakabaon. Nakabaon na siya sa ilalim.
Yeah, you do hear all that?
Some places.
All of that is unknown at this point, and that's
as I said, we have to see
Antok
some
ako eh.
information. We can't start again until we can ensure the safety of those divers and rescue personnel that are going to participate in this. If we look at how challenging it is for the simple motor vehicle crash to extract an individual, I'm sure we can all imagine how much harder it is to do it in winter weather, when it's cold, under the water, with very limited to no visibility.
Almost no one wants to go see these things.
That is correct.
So you're confident then that no other vehicles made it onto that bridge where they collapsed, or as it was collapsing, I should say?
Well, based upon the fact the original information that was provided, the Maryland Transportation Authority Police Department was able to shut down traffic. Is there the possibility that there was another vehicle in there other than those vehicles involved in the construction process? I think we all would have to understand, yes, that's a distinct possibility. As unfortunate as it may be, it's a distinct possibility. However, we don't have any information to support that. Amen. We do not know at this point. I'm sure as you've seen some of the aerial photos, there's a tremendous amount of debris in the water from containers hanging off ships. We have to make sure those are shored up. We're going to work with structural engineers to help them understand how to navigate and address the challenges of having bridge structure in the water that may be sharp. They could puncture a suit. They could puncture an airline. All of these things that we must take our time with. I'm sorry. At this point, we do not know where they are, but we intend to give it our best effort to help these families find closure.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Very clearly it could, but we're going to do everything in our power to help these families find closure.
Folks, we're going to be command as well as a joint information center. I know there's a lot of questions, and we're going to be providing that information where we will continue to provide updates. That is the extent of our updates tonight. Thank you all for coming. Thank you.
We return to former Transportation Secretary Jim Burnley and former Acting Director of DHS Chad Wolf. Jim, just the description of the dangers to those first responders in the water. Like, we see the bridge, but we forget what's under the bridge and in the water. That's just, it makes you respect and love these individuals and honor them, along with those who lost their lives, even more so when you really think about it.
Or you can just like put most of your stats on
obviously
defense.
extraordinary people who will go into the water knowing it's full of unknown dangers, but real dangers, and a lot of them when you've had a catastrophe like this. We're blessed to have such people among us.
No, just keep on grinding and
The
put your
loss
stats
of
on.
this
Or
port,
let's get
for
like
whatever
maybe
amount of time
4,000.
it's lost, is being
Wait, get
described as
4,000 help and
devastating
make sure you have
to
buckets
part of
on.
the U.S.
That
economy.
means you'll probably take, you
How
can
critical
probably take
is it
at least 4 shots.
for us to be able to redirect traffic, and that's complicated.
And
In a situation
if the
like
CB
this,
targets
given
me, I
again
can
now on
definitely
the
take way
economic
more
toll
shots than you.
of this disaster.
I should be able to maybe
I
play
think you've got two things
defense.
at play. It's not only the port, but obviously it's the bridge and the thoroughfare.
Okay,
and that
Boboy.
artery that it
We're
has
here.
there
No
connecting
promises. If the CB's goes up,
I-95 and
yeah,
elements along that eastern seaboard.
We are here, boy.
When we talk about economic security,
We are home.
it's national security at the end of the day. Because as powerful as we are as a country,
Thank you,
and as a
thank you,
nation,
guys.
it's because of our economy and how
Thank you
it's
for
been a
visiting
part-
my
it's
live,
number one
my
across the
mobile
world.
live.
And that provides national security for us. So when we have a port like this, that's going to impact not only supply
Bye-bye,
chains and
guys.
logistics and things of that nature, but also is probably going to have a pretty significant impact for the city of Baltimore.